welcome to another edition of Bolton In. We are back for Group 1 season. I'll tell you what, I've missed these two legends too. And I'll start with you, Laura Lafferty. It is wonderful to see you, mate. How's life going? And how is the comeback going too, buddy?
Yeah, really good. I've got exams this week for uni, but also been cleared for light duties this week. So I'll be taking some horses to the races and getting into it. So it's been a big week.
Oh, how exciting for yourself, mate. And it's been a great story that we've followed, obviously, closely here at Palmerbet, mate. But it's a credit to you. And you've been a revelation on this show, too. Don't worry about that. I know you doubt yourself, but you have been magnificent. It's great to have you back on as we march forward and look forward to some really exciting Group 1 racing over the next couple of months, buddy.
Yeah, got a lot to look forward to. So yeah, it's super exciting. Again, hopefully I'm not on here for too much longer, but yeah, it's been really enjoyable and watching I like doing the form on this side of the fences. Yeah, something different for me. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, but yeah, really looking forward to the next couple of weeks and months ahead.
I'll tell you what, one bloke who I reckon's enjoyed it's a spring break, I reckon, over in the States. Our very own Adam McGrath. And Laura, he's looking absolutely resplendent as always, all the way from Las Vegas. How are you, big fella?
Oh, feeling very fresh, Matty. It's been great to be back. Nice to have a few weeks off, especially with the heat over here in Vegas. But no, looking forward to getting back into the Group 1 racing. It was good to have it last weekend and excited by the Memsie. Tell you what, I know we'll get into it, but majority of the field can win. You don't have that too often. This is a cracking Group 1 to start in Melbourne.
I agree, mate. I'm looking forward to it. And obviously, there was a few horses I think that were going to head to the Winx Stakes, but with the rain that was around last week, they've obviously changed plans and plotted different paths and all that, which is really interesting, isn't it? Because Sydney have had so much rain. Laws, I'll come back to you here. The last couple of weeks been phenomenal up there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's amazing they even went ahead. I even seen on
I
Emma
know.
Freed social media that the whole of Brandwick was just underwater, and in a number of days they were racing there. So real credit to yeah, the team at Randwick and Sydney in general, just the amount of rain at Canterbury and their midweek meetings. They managed really well, but yeah, looking forward to getting into the Melbourne racing, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. And no Chris Roots at the moment, but he might join us because he's actually in New York City at the moment, the big fella. And he's live. We might have been live from a Lady Gaga concert because that's where he was heading. So, ads, I'm just waiting for him to kind of chime in at some point in time here on this little potty.
He might end up at that the pub. I was in New York a couple of weeks ago and I went to Old Mates, which I know Hamish and Andy and a few of the Aussies and
Yes.
all those boys are in. He might call us from there. Who knows with Chris? But if he comes in, it could be interesting to see if he remembers his selections.
Oh, unreal. I can't wait. So I haven't shut it down, so I don't know whether he's going to join us, but hopefully we are going to get him at some point in time. Either way, we'll have his tips.
Might go
On
viral,
Parliament. It might
the
go
potty.
viral.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean,
really,
if
really good.
Gaga gives us a shout out,
Yeah.
Hey, what did you make, Ads, of the Winx Days? Via Sistina resumed last week. On that wet track, for mine, I had a few little question marks. I did see Via Sistina Fangirl and Autumn Glow the week before they done some exhibition gallops between races up at Rose Hill. And all three, I must admit, Autumn Glow and Via Sistina for mine were the two that stood out
yep.
that day. But geez, it was good to see the champ back in emphatic fashion last weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Look, Palmer Bet and Bolting In asked me to do a video last week, and before all of the scratchings had come out, and I said Fangirl 100% comes out. There's no way Fangirl goes around, and I was pretty confident Via Sistina would come out. I thought they'd skip, go to the Memsie, and then so when it didn't, I then went, this is the most vulnerable she's going to be. She's going to get beaten. It's first up on a heavy track. This is everyone else's chance. So I'm with you. I had a few question marks, and then she comes out and does that, and you go, well, when are they going to beat her again? When are they going to get past her? If they can't beat her on a heavy first up over 1,400, I don't know, because she's only going to get better if she gets towards that 2,000 meters. It's amazing what they've done with this mare. She's, getting on in the age now as well, but from that purchase, it just had so much success with her. So I think she's in for a massive campaign. I love the filly running second. I know you're a big fan of her as well, Matty, and she's going to be something continuing on as we move forward. And then all eyes to Fangirl this weekend. I think it's a bit of a shame that the rain is following Fangirl from coming out in that race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all of these good horses going around. But Via Sistina did nothing wrong. If anything, it's probably just made everyone really take notice for the rest of the spring that they couldn't beat her here, and this was their best chance, I think.
Hey, Laws, I'm going to ask you, look, so, for you, if you could pick any horse to be on right now, what horse would it be?
Oh, I think Adam just summed it up perfectly. Like it's got to be Via Sistina. Yeah, she's just amazing. But I digress a little bit. Like Chow Wolf in that race last week, the Wink Stakes, was just a standout as well. He ran home super, and yeah, it'll be a really interesting contest. I follow obviously naturally Melbourne racing a little bit more so than all the other states because we live here and whatnot. But yeah, I'm really keen to really get stuck into it in Melbourne, and yeah, it's again another really good matchup. I think this spring will be amazing to watch.
Hey, talking about matchups, this could be a little bit risque, but our man, we have
Let him
got
in.
him.
Let him in.
Look at
Where is he?
I've been waiting in the other meeting for you.
Oh, sure you have.
Just
10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes. 10 minutes, yeah.
Now,
I realised
listen,
there's
Chris,
another meeting.
we are live, and I just said to the team, I said, there's every chance he could be stage diving off the Lady Gaga stage in New York City, mate.
And I like that he just tried to say he was at another meeting. We know what your meetings are.
Oh, well, you were just over here and having a good time. And if you can hear a little bit of music in the background, well, Jazz Barkey.
I love it. Hey, Chris, we are just talking about, mate, last week, and obviously it's been a hell of a lot of rain in Sydney, but just that return of Via Sistina on that track, and Ads and Laura both said, if she was ever going to be vulnerable, 1400 on the heavy, it was going to be a great victory, wasn't it? Great trading performance.
Yeah, and Chris has set these horses up for this day, and he's very well versed at starting in a Wink Stakes. So, yeah, it's not a surprise he ran 1-2. Decided to send Fangirl down to Melbourne because it's apparently dry down there. So, it was just an outstanding win. Every time she was challenged, and Jason Collins said this after the race. He said every time I got sort of close enough to her, she surged again. And he said, I don't think I would have ever got past her. So it's a pretty good sign that she's back at her best, and we just wait to see where she goes now. Maybe a Mackay Diva.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? She's an absolute superstar of the sport, and we need these superstars. Hey, you just touched on the fact Group 1 racing heads to Caulfield this weekend, the Memsie Stakes. Now, there is rain. We are getting a fair bit. So the next 3 or 4 days, it is going to be wet. They're expecting kind of 20 to 30 mils. So it will be very, very interesting to see how Caulfield plays. Laws, I'll come back to you. Caulfield track handles the rain pretty well. Not as good as Flemington. But it does handle, and they haven't had a lot of racing there, have they?
Yeah, we haven't yet. It's Wednesday. We got 7 mils last night, and it's been really windy, so all of that would have just dried out. They haven't noticed any impact on the track so far, but obviously we've still got a couple days to go and can happen very, very quickly. But yeah, the rail's back in true position on Saturday there at Caulfield too, so they'll be on fresh sort of grass and yeah, depending on the wind too. I'm hoping for my best bets that there is not too much rain, but yeah, hopefully and I'm sure it will be, the track will be in great order.
Love it. Let's start and let's have a look at the first Group 1. We are looking at Palmerbet Bolton End and the Palmerbet market, the Memsie Stakes, race 9. Over the 1400 metres, another will at $4.20 is our favourite. That Kieran Maher juggernaut just keeps rolling on. Fangirl, we just touched on, $5.50. Antino at $6. Mr. Brightside, the champ, at $6.50. The up-and-coming star, Treasure of the Moment, at $6.50. Tom Kitten at $7. Here to Shock, $17. Pinstripe, $31. Buckaroo, $34. Is It Me, $51. And Zardozi at $71. Ads, I'm going to come back to you, mate. Give us your tips for the Group 1 Memsie Stakes.
Interesting race, as we said. I think this is one of the few times you look at it and you go majority 75, 80% of the field could win and you wouldn't be surprised at all. And that just shows the quality here. I really wanted to go with Tom Kitten. I want to put that out there first, but it is the rain that's taken me away from it. Tom Kitten was my bet going in this race. I was pretty confident, but with all the rain that's coming, I've lent away now. I'm going to go with the favourite, Another Will. Now, I haven't been Another Will supporter as much as everybody else. I love the horse. I love the story and the journey, but I haven't tipped him in many races. I think the Group 1 he won may have been actually the only one I've actually backed him in there. I think it's time for him to stand up. I think we see a different another Will this campaign. He's had a lot of different things go on, different preparations, excitement as he rises. I think this is a time he sort of matures and goes, all right, I'm the horse to beat now in these campaigns. So I'm expecting a really big preparation. 1 3 from 4 first up, 4 from 6 at the track, 5 from 7 at the distance, handles all conditions. Jamie Mellon knows this horse as good as anybody. I think this is a run we all go, all right, now we know what another Will's about, and they're going to have to try beat this horse, majority of the ways throughout the preparation. So it's my best bet. My value bet's going to be Treasure at the moment. Basically everything that you said, Matty, the new kid on the block. We've seen it as a 3-year-old. She's done nothing wrong. She gets her chance against these horses. She fits right in. She can win this immediately with no surprises. She's 2 from 2 at the track, 2 from 2 at the distance, 2 from 2 on a soft. She gets barrier 1. She gets a soft run. Matt Laurie's a gun trainer. Damian Lane's riding as good as anybody. There is not a single knock on her. You can't find anything. So she'll be my value bet there as well. But I'm, as I said, I'll be jumping on the Another Will bandwagon properly for the first time, and I'm expecting him to come out and race really well.
Chris, I'm going to come back to you, mate. Ads is in the Another Will camp and Treasure at the moment. I reckon hard to separate a couple of these horses. And it's funny, we don't look at each other's tips until we kind of get on here. But what are your thoughts on the Memsie this weekend, mate?
I think Another Will could probably be the best 1,400-metre horse in the country. So, when you look at the race and you go through its form, and Adam touched on it, but it's Caulfield record at 1,400 metres. It's 1-3 and ran second in a Rupert Clark with a big weight. So it's just got it just ticks nearly every box. I think Jamie will put it into the race. It'll have the best run of the race. Some of the others will have to run past it to beat it. And I think after winning an All, the next step is to win a Memsie in the spring, and I think it'll do that. I doubt it when it gets beyond the 1,400 metres. I think at the mile it's a different beast. I think 1,400 is absolutely perfect for it. It's got all the advantages, and I think the $4.20 is a fair price. I think you're probably going to take Sugar on the weekend. There'll probably be a couple of scratchings. I wouldn't think Fangirl would run if there was a lot of rain. Same with Tom Kidden if there's a lot of rain. But if you go back to his run in the Futurity in the spring, he should have won that by conservatively 3 lengths, and I'm still getting over it because I got $12. I just think if he runs, he's there to run a huge race. I see an interesting gear change there. Put a barrier extension on him, which James Cummings never used. So obviously, being a big horse, just to give him a bit more room in the gates.
Yeah, well summed up as well, mate. So 2 with the Another Will camp here. This is exciting. Laura Lafferty, as I come back to you, mate, which way are you heading in the Memsie Stakes?
Yeah, I'm off the beaten track, but again, like Adam and Chris said, like it's just such a good field. I think it goes to show in our bets being very different. Any of these could get up and it wouldn't shock. My best bet is Fangirl. Obviously query about the rain, but she's just a classy type. Waller dominates this time of year. Stevie Arnold, the track work rider, says she's going really well. Good jockey aboard. Caulfield rail in the true position. So if she's a little bit further back, she won't be too far away from them, and is close to her best distance. And my value bet is Here to Shock. He's just super consistent. He loves 1,400 races on speed, and obviously we'll get every chance. Ran super last start at the track and trip, will continue to come on from that run. And he's got that advantage over the, most of the runners in this field that are first up. 3 weeks between runs will suit, and is unplaced at 1,400 metres for the last 2 years. So yeah, he's just so consistent over these trips, and I think he'll get his own way out in front. The speed map looks to be, he should get his own way out in front. I don't think too many of them will be really contesting him, and he should have a nice time regarding this, that speed map there. So yeah, value bet was Here to Shock, and best bet Fangirl.
Love it. I'll tell you what, Laws, I'm in the Another Will camp too, and I know this horse was originally heading to the Winks last week, but I think they got put off maybe with the possibility of the horse is not racing to the Monday. That was obviously the word getting around. So the horse was obviously going well enough. And I reckon everything that Adam and Chris have said here, like best 1,400 metre horse in the country, I reckon you're right. Just ticks so many boxes. 5 out of 7 over the 1,400. Placed the other 2. 4 out of 6 at Caulfield. Won 9 from 16. I reckon if there is a danger and I just love the new kid on the block. Treasure the moment for mine. 9 from 11. This horse, it is an absolute out and out star. And you're right. I ran into Matty Laurie at the airport there a couple of weeks ago in Sydney, and yeah, by all accounts, this horse is absolutely humming along, and got the informed jock in Frosty Lane, who is just smoking at the moment. He is flying. So yeah, happy to play around both those horses. You're probably getting a bit better value. Obviously, Treasure the Moment, but it's been supported early in markets as they went up too, and I reckon that support will continue. That is for sure. Righto, let's find some winners around the country. I'm going to start with you, Chris, because I can hear the jazz music in the background, mate. I reckon you're really keen to get down to the bar and get amongst it, big fella.
Yeah, and people are walking in and out of this little area that I found, so we'll get through it quickly. I've stayed in Sydney. I think I can't believe you're going to get $3 Wotan on the weekend in the San Domenico. The boom on this horse was enormous going in the Golden Slipper. It ran third in the Slipper, beaten in photos. So I think it's just a quality individual. I spoke to James McDonald before I come over here, and he was so confident about his 3-year-old stocks. And in this horse was at the top of a Wootton Bassett. It has to get the job done now as a 3-year-old. I think it's the one to beat, and it's an extraordinary price considering that it doesn't have to carry a penalty in this race, where a lot of the other horses do. So it gets the advantage over horses like Rivellino, who was so close to it in the Golden Slipper, and horses like that. So I thought it was the best bet of the day. And an old friend of mine, Emmerich, I've got close to pushing him off the boat, but we'll give him one more try. $7.50 seems a nice price in the last. If he goes round, I think we'll give him one more try, and then he might get the red line, never to be backed again if he doesn't come up with a decent performance. But I think he could run a good race. Tommy Berry getting down to the lighter weight to ride him. So I'll have Wotan. I'll have something on Wotan, and hopefully then we'll have something to have on Emmerich later in the day.
I love it, mate. You're loyal, you're staunch, you stick fat. That is for sure. Hey, Laws, where are you going around the country, mate?
Yeah, I'm back at Caulfield, race 10, number 12, home rule of Matty Raymond's. Won at the track and trip last start, drawn well. And it won really well last up. So it is up in grade coming this Saturday. But they've taken 2 kilos off, gone with Jayla Kennedy, the apprentice. And they've placed this horse really well. It has every opportunity to step up and keep performing, I think.
Love it, Laws. So sticking with the locals, Matty Raymond and home rule to get the job done again. The King of the West, Adam McGrath, you're on fire last week, mate. What do you got for us this week?
Yeah, speaking of apprentices, we backed 2 last week to get their first ever Metro wins, and both came up for us. So we got Yorga Pride with Chanel Cooper about $2.40, I think, and then Cool Memory at $7.50. So that was handy, and we're going to back them both again. So race 3, number 2, Go Go Grommet with Zeph Johnson Porter in the saddle. Really good run the other day. This is sort of a midweek field. I think it'll be too good with the claim. And then race 4, number 1, Lord Gannicus, trained by the Williams stable. Chanel Cooper will take the ride, gets a good swing on Arcadia Night, and was only beaten in a photo. And Clint Johnson Porter rode that an absolute peach. So I think it can turn the table. So race 3, number 2, race 4, number 1. No prices yet at the time of recording, but hopefully we get some nice odds.
Oh, I love it. I tell you what, I love this time of the year because I just multi all your tips up, you three, and chuck them in all up places, all up wins. It's good to sit back and just have a bit of fun with that, is for sure. I'm sticking to Caulfield too. Son of Kirk, race 6, number 7. It's about $11 each way play. It was a good run behind Jimmy Ricard. Last start, it was the one that was smoking late. Steps out of the 1200. And got a tricky gate. It's going to be get back. I think it's drawn barrier 1, so it's going to get back in the ruck. But if they are making ground, I reckon it's the one that'll be storming over the top. And race number 10, Shadavar from the Tommy Davidic yard. This horse went back to the inside last week. And I reckon if it hadn't got to the outside, I reckon it might have got and finished a lot closer. So that is the play there. And then one out really wide. All right. So, Rootsy, this is for you, big fella. You might get any old price over there in the States. Joey O'Neill, Prime Thoroughbreds. I interviewed him there last week at Warrnambool, and he made the point of coming up to me, and he said, Matty, he said, have something on my horse next week at Eagle Farm. He said it'll go very, very close. It's race 9, number 16, Opal Fields, $61 and $17 the drum. All right, so just have something little, and it might pay for those Gaga tickets for you, Chris.
paid for, and if anyone wants to go and see that concert, it is probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
I love
3
it.
hours, 3 hours of unbelievable choreography and dancing, and it just never stopped. She's the most incredible actor.
I did not have you penned as a Lady Gaga fan, Chris, to be honest.
Well, sometimes you do things.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I saw her.
Partner.
I saw her in Vegas actually do a jazz set on with Chris. She's one of the best I've ever seen
Unreal.
live too. So there you go. We've got two.
She's a talent. She is an absolute talent, Gaga, that is for sure. Hey, listen, great to be back. Download that Palmer Bet app. Get your Punters Club happening with your friends. But it is a great app and it's an easy app to get around. Chris, Laura, Ads, awesome to see you three once again as we bring you Group 1 racing right throughout the spring. All thanks to Palmer Bet.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.